Hello everybody, Morilibus here on the Olympus server. I was going to say channel, that doesn't make any sense. On the Olympus, I almost said it again, server. Aha! And I'm recording this actually the same day as the other one. Well, the other one got aired today. The previous episode, Checkers, that was aired. I think I already have some of these up there. I can take them anyway. Let's take some repeaters, take some comparators, let's take some other stuff. Do we have redstone? Let's throw quartz in there, I guess. I think I'm actually done for the most part with that. Take all the hoppers we got. Is that all the hoppers we got? It's all the hoppers we got. Yeah, let's bring some droppers up there too. That's comparators, repeaters. We got lots of those. Get some torches. And get some redstone. And maybe I'll throw that in there. Good to go. Alright, so yeah. The previous episode has aired this morning, so I haven't had a chance to go over any feedback. I'm also recording this in the morning as well, so there's not too much feedback as of yet in regards to the other channel, but this really doesn't work very well. But I have gone ahead and done some more work on the flooring. Come on, jump boost. Boing. And let's see if I can get on that portal. I also had to move the portal so I could do the rest of the floor. And I'm just going to relight it here. This temporary portal, but it links up to the one down below, or at least it should. And this is what I've got so far for the floor. I think I like it. I introduced some furnace texture. It's kind of the darkest texture we got that doesn't start to go like purpley or something, like the nether brick or obsidian. So I think that looks okay, and this is probably the third variant that I've tried since the one you saw. I had it at one point where the wood logs, and so these guys and the quartz around here were reversed, but then it just looked like squares again. So more checkered, but hi puppy. A bigger pattern. So it looked like, let's just change one of them out. It looked like this. Oops. I'm not going to have enough. Block of quartz. Yeah, I had it kind of like that, and that didn't looked okay. But it was basically a block. It's kind of hard to see, I guess, without me doing a bigger sample. But you can see this is a square, and then this ends up being a square, and then this would be another square, so it's like a white square, dark square, white square, dark square. So decided that didn't look very good, so I decided to just swap these two blocks around, and I think it looks decent enough. So I'm going to leave it like this probably for now, unless I come up with something else, or you guys recommend something else that I like. But for now, I got to figure out how that was this way. Yep, for now I think this is okay. Decent enough that I'm happy enough with it that I don't feel like changing it anymore. And if I do want to change it in the future, it's not a big deal. And I lowered this by one block. I don't know if that's how this is how I originally intended it to be height-wise, and I think I was going to make it step up once more, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore, so I lowered it. Hey creeper. And I might change the blocks around the beacon itself to allow for some kind of pattern, or at least some kind of trim around the beacon. So that is that. Let's get rid of him before he sneaks up on us. And we should probably go light that up. We should probably hit him. That might be useful. Nope. No. Okay, let's throw down some torches. Not sure where he spawned. Maybe over here. Looks pretty dark. Hard to tell. Yeah. Alright, so still want to work a bit on cosmetics, but we're going to throw in a bit of redstone here to get an idea. I'm going to do a section of the sorting machine here. And well, at least not a whole section, but just like a probably 2, just because they're slightly different. And we'll do it over here, I guess, to give us, since there's nothing happening over here. Or we could do it over here. No, we'll do it over here. Now, I gotta think. I haven't actually looked at this in a while, so I'm gonna try to wing it. Which will probably end badly. Now, the way this ends up working is there's a lot of hoppers, just because I'm kind of going for more cosmetic than efficiency. So, like, those guys, let's start with the top one, I think is what we gotta do. And what should we use for blocks? I guess we should use stone. So let's get rid of some things. Did I have? I guess I didn't have iron bars, but let's get rid of, I don't think we're going to be using any droppers just yet. Furnaces, I guess I could throw in there. Levers, lights. And good enough. Gunpowder, I don't really need. Tools, should throw that in there too, I guess. Whoops. We will probably use those. Let's get those out. And then we'll probably just use some stone. Good old stone. Okay. And we will start with the top one, I think. And I might... Another one, eh? I heard you. You came from down there, I think. Problem is occasionally Endermans spawn down here too and start removing dirt. And I don't think I did a very good job lighting this up originally. Kind of hard to tell when it's just dirt how lit up it is. Or maybe it's just me. Okay. Enough interruptions, perhaps? So we're going to use a basic sorter. And I'm thinking... I'm thinking... So it's going to be like that. I think. I don't think I need any more room than just that, but we'll find out. And in terms of which direction this is going to go, I don't know yet. So let's just say it's going this way, and I might change those around. Essentially, I'm trying to get how much height and room I need for this thing, so we can start cosmetically like building the area around them. So we could encase this and create a floor above this so that everything is kind of coming together. So yeah, that'll go like that. And I'm doing a little bit different of a filter system than I've done before and that I think is typically seen. Ow! I don't think I have any wool or ask. Whoa, whoa. We'll have fun in the rain. Okay. So this one's the filter one, so we want to take the comparator out of that one. And actually I'm going to build 2 of these side by side. And again, I haven't built these in a while, so I think I may have forgotten how. Now I can lower the volume of the rain for you guys. For me it is still quite loud. I guess I'll point that one forward. Okay, so there's the filter. So this is where it's going to be interesting, because I'm going to have to try to remember how these are built. So these ones have what I call overflow protection, meaning, I did go over this in a video, but we could do it real quick here as well. So the standard ones that people use, and they're a very good design because they're very simple, and they take a fairly little bit of redstone, like limited, I guess, not very much redstone. But they go something like that. And you got these guys going. Oops, those ones underneath. And then you got your pipeline going across. Sort of, not really like that, but you know what I mean. Oop. Like that. Didn't I break you? Right, and then you'd have your chests somewhere here or underneath, what have you. And then you got your repeaters, like that. And you'd have your blocks there. I guess these guys would have to be facing forward, or they'll get nowhere to go. So this is kind of one variant of the basic sorter system. Very simple, very useful, but it has one flaw. If the inventory fills up, so if you had a chest on the other end of this, and this chest starts filling up, next these hoppers are going to start filling up. And these guys are the ones that detect, and I think it's 22 items, right? You can either do the same item or you can have a filler item. I typically do a filler item, but so you could do that. So this one would only accept stone. So if I threw stone in here, it's not going to go down. It's all going to go to the side because this guy's not going to allow this redstone dust to turn on. So they should all end up in here somewhere. Where are they? How many did I throw in there? Oh, I guess stone, yeah. It's going to allow stone. So if I threw like dirt, I guess. And some of it went in there because I introduced it into that hopper. So if I put them all in here, let's say 16, these should all end up down here. And if I introduce something else like dirt, that should all end up over here because this guy's not really being filtered at all. If that had a filter set up, but it'll let it through once it gets above 22. You can see it's now trickling them down into here. So the problem being is if this inventory ends up full, or let's just pretend there isn't anywhere for this stone to go, and we throw a bunch of stone in, this redstone will turn on, but if this guy starts receiving too many items, once it reaches the threshold to turn on the next redstone dust, which it currently is doing, so you can see this is now being turned on, and it's not being turned on by this guy, it's being turned on by that guy. So that will unlock this guy, and he will start pulling all the items out of this one, which is no good. So if we had a filter system set up, let's say for the dirt here, where we had the 22 items, let's just put that back together, I guess. Let's just get rid of that one for a second. So if we had that set up for the filter, it would do the 22 items and then stop. Additional items would get sent down there. However, if we, oops, I didn't want to do all those, but so if we get that guy going again, so now they're both set up properly again, and he's only giving out a signal strength of 2, and he'll trickle them out if he could, but he can't. And this guy will continue working properly, but now if we put all that stone back in again, once that gets to that threshold again and turns on the third, all this will get pulled out, as you can see it happening now. So this guy's not being throttled anymore. So now your filter's gone, and now any item will go through there, and the machine's basically broken. So that's the flaw in this guy. Only really a flaw if you're going to have a lot of items going in, and there's a chance of you filling up your inventories. I was going to go sleep, but it's not even nighttime anymore. Nuts! So yeah, that is why I played around, and there was a guy, oh, don't know his name, sorry. I had come up with one variant for a overflow protection, but it was quite big. And then someone sent me a video, it was a video response showing their variant of it, which I did like, but there was one aspect of it I didn't like. So then I tried to come up with my own, kind of based off their idea. And this is what this is. And I'm not sure if this is being built right, so you'll have to bear with me. But anyway, typically the torches are on the front and end up going underneath the hopper, which causes another problem. Which I already tore that thing down, but it allows that one hopper to get filled up because it powers... here, let me just do a quick one to demonstrate again. Let's say... let's get some blocks out. Alright, let's pretend that's our filter again. That's our regular one, and then that's our pipeline going through. So this would have your filter items, you'd have your comparator, whatnot, and then you'd have your torch. Well, depending on the design, the torch ends up being here, I think, or it could also end up being here, which the one we just looked at was here. So when this gets filled up, if you have a chest connected to here, like this block, items get filtered into that chest. But once that chest gets full, these items start to fill up the hopper. And once those items get in this hopper, there's no getting out of the hopper, because this torch is only unpowered for long enough to let one item through. So even if you empty out the chest, these items aren't going to automatically go into the chest. They'll sit there forever until a new item comes in, and then it will allow one item to pass, but not all the items. So you can rectify that by kind of filling in 4 of the 5 slots with junk items, and then at least you only get like a stack of whatever item you're trying to filter out being stuck in the system. But I still felt that that's kind of undesirable to have like a stack of something lost or unobtainable as like a sacrifice. So this system allows for none of that. On the downside, it's bigger. Size. So that's a downfall. And I really have no idea how this thing's built anymore. I should go in my creative world and take a look. But I'm going to try without. Okay. And preferably without destroying it as I'm building it. Okay, so that I think goes there. This doesn't have to be that. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to power this block with a repeater. Yeah, I don't know if I can remember how this is built, but we'll see. Now if that's like that... Oh, no, that one has to be a half slab. I got to make sure I don't power any of these hoppers as well in the process. So that can't be a slab because we want that to be powered. So that might have to be a full block. So that would be one of these. I don't know if that's correct though, so we'll find out soon enough. Now the next one is slightly different. And I'm trying to remember how that one goes. I think that one has the repeater here. I said repeater. Repeater there. I give in. It won't be loud for you, but it feels like I'm yelling, and I don't feel like turning down the volume. Oh, it's so much better. Okay. So I think this one actually has two repeaters in the system, if I remember correctly. Which is kind of like the maximum amount of delay you can have in these is... You can have like 4 ticks, I think. I think the comparators give off a tick delay. I think they never used to, but I think they do now. Okay, so now that one, how does this one go? I'm trying to remember. This one I might have to jump over into the creative world and take a look. So I messed around for a long time in that creative world trying to get all this to work properly. And I don't even think this is right, to be honest. I think there's supposed to be a torch here. And I think the redstone ends up down here, perhaps? Just see if we can figure it out before I go take a look. I gotta make sure there's no cross, like, no repeater that's gonna be powering the one beside it. So the basis of this one is there's 2 independent ones that do not interact with each other, so there's no way for, if one of these gets filled up, it's not going to affect the other one. And it also only locks... oh, this is wrong, actually. I gotta fix this. We actually have to go up, I think, 1 more block. Or do we? No, we don't, but I am powering the wrong guy. I want to power this hopper, not the one below it. Yeah. Okay, let me hop into the creative world. Okay, let's just destroy it all. Start over for a second. Okay. So we got 2 variants again. Everything is positioned correctly in terms of the hoppers, so that's good. So one of them gets a block, the other one does not. And then we get a block here. That is almost in the right place, but it's one too low, so we'll get rid of that. Okay. So, let's do one at a time again. This one, we need a comparator. And that goes into a block. And that block goes into... We're going to take the signal from there. And we're going to bring it over here. And then from there, we're going to take it from underneath with a repeater. So this provides our kind of our two redstone signal strength. Wow, lightning hit right up there. But it got put out right away, so we're okay. That will go to there, which will turn off that torch. And that torch is going to provide power to that repeater. So that's this one. So this one has two repeaters, a torch, and a comparator. That's the maximum amount of delay that I found that you could have in something like this. Any more, and it will try to pull out two items instead of just one. So that works for that one. And the next one, I believe, will work like that. Put that there. That gets a redstone signal. Okay, so we take the... Scary. Okay, we take the comparator out of there, we put it into a block. And we put that block up higher. So we can do that. And then we put a torch here, I think. Let me take a look. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so we can't put it here, or it will power like those two, so that doesn't work. But we can put it right here, and like that, and it will power that. And then we can do a repeater here. So that will take that signal and bring it over here, which will power this redstone dust, which will power it there. So that one has two repeaters in it as well, and a torch. So I guess they both do. I thought for some reason one of them only had one repeater. So that is that design. So it's a little bigger than the one that we were playing around with before. Well, a lot bigger actually. But it does allow, because these hoppers down here are not being powered, they will always pull out all the items that get put into this hopper, no matter what, because the torch isn't under here, like that or something, where it would power both this hopper and this hopper. We can pull items out of this hopper all the time, no matter what. So no items will ever get stuck in there. So if any case that chest gets full, and then this hopper starts backing up, and then this hopper starts backing up, this one will also fill up, I think, all the way, and then it will stop, and then any more items that match that criteria will just continue along the pipe system and into an overflow area. And if any given point we have cleared space in this chest, so if we empty out the whole chest, all the items from this hopper will go in, all the items from this hopper will go down, because this guy would be full, and he would still be saying that there is too many items in this thing, so this would actually be depowered. So all these hoppers would be unpowered, and it would continue pulling all the items out until the filter system again only has those 22 items in it, and then it will stop. So it's kind of, it's fail-safe, I guess. It's impossible to break, theoretically. I guess we'll find out, but it should never ever break. So we take the cost of size for, I guess, reliability. Now, I'm trying to look here. Looks like that could almost go down one more. No, I guess that repeater is in the way. So because of this repeater, we can't put anything, we can't move these hopper lines up anymore. So that is that. Now we got to do the second row. So this one basically does the same thing. It's going to go up. Still darkness down there, huh? Got no weapon. Why, guys? Where? Here? Here looks pretty dark. Happy? Huh? You guys gonna keep spawning? Just torch everywhere? Alright, so I'm gonna do the exact same thing here. right up here. So now I can stay back. I have to stay back 1 block because this block can get powered, so we can't have a hopper next to it. So I have to be at least here, which kind of sucks. Let's make sure I actually did everything right and that we're gonna not hit the back wall, because that would suck. Okay, so that would be like that. And this would also have a pipeline. So you can see it's not very hopper friendly. It's not resource friendly at all. But I'm going with it anyway, because I think it will be good in the long run. Be an expensive design, but it will function very, very well. Okay, so we got that one there. Now all we need is, let's see, that's the one that's going to get powered. So we can put, let's see, a block there and a block there, I guess. I'm trying to remember how I just did this. You would think I could remember, but I can't. So yeah, that's okay. That one's like that. Okay, so the next one we're going to, I'm just going to do this so I can do that. And if that pipe system's going that way, chances are this one will be going this way. Like that. And again, which one has, we'll try to copy it. Okay, this one has a block for the comparator. Let's get those going again. Repeater, done with the hoppers, comparator. Comparator. Is this the one that goes up? Oops, really failing at block placing today. Yeah, that one goes up. So it'll go up 1 more block. With redstone, and then a torch. And then we will put a block right, no. Block right there. Then we need a block underneath. You can do it. And a repeater. That's not a repeater. And a repeater. Okay. This is kind of a mess. I have to get rid of all the excess blocks in a second. Like that one. And okay, so that one gets a block underneath, right? Like that. And that's not supposed to be there. So now we get redstone dust, I do believe, and the repeat. Oh, I keep doing the wrong one. And a repeater. So that's powering that block and that block alone. So that one is done. And then this one gets the block. And then what did I do? Did I go underneath? No, I just kept going forward. That one goes like that. With a repeater there. And redstone dust, like that. And then we had a, this one must get a torch somewhere. Where's the torch go? Let's think. Torch goes here, I do believe. And then that, and repeater. Okay, so that doesn't need to be there, that doesn't need to be there. That did need to be there. Okay, good. And I do believe those are working. So the next thing I'll have to do is go get some filler items as well, and I'll probably use paper or something I have a lot of. Maybe spider eyes? Ooh, we could use spider eyes. I'll probably rename spider eyes to like filler, and then we can use those. So those are the 2 basic systems, and they are in place. And they do indeed. Could have pushed it back 1 more block. I'm going to tear it all. Oh, what did I just break? Oh, seriously. Hang on. Something's not right. Something is amiss. Did you catch it? I just caught it. Okay, so I am taking a comparator reading out of the pipeline. That is a no-go. We're going to take those away. We need 1 extra hopper here, going straight down. And then we could take the filter hoppers, and then the pipeline hoppers would go over top of that one. Something like that. Nuts. What did I just shift off of? Oh, comparator. There we go, pipeline. So chances are this pipeline will meet up with this pipeline somewhere and somehow. And that'll be that. So now we can maybe get some blocks out and see how we would conceal all this. So let's get some more quartz. I'm gonna just go with basic quartz, and then I will probably swap out some blocks afterwards. Let's get rid of all of our redstone stuff as we are done with that, I think. I've got some blocks, get some quartz. Let's just get a bit of everything. Ah! So yeah, some of the redstone that we broke ended up in these chests, obviously. And the dirt, I don't know if that ended up in there as well. But there we go, our quartz is basically set up for filtering if we want. Just gotta put in the items. And let's start decorating. I'm not sure what I want to do with that yet. I might leave it lower and have that like go in or something. Not quite sure yet. Let's get rid of pillars. I don't really want to work with pillars at the moment. I want to work with chisel. Where are all my chisel? Did I put him in here? There's no way I went through all my chisel. Is there? Is there a way? Did I put it in the ender chest? That's what I did. That is what I did. Okay, so we got blocks, we got chisel, we got who knows how much time in the episode eaten up by the redstone stuff. So if you don't like redstone stuff, I'm sorry. Try to do a bit of everything. But this build is going to be heavy redstone involved. I want to automate pretty much everything. So there will be some episodes where we got to do it. So essentially, let's see, the highest block, like this would have to be floor, essentially. So let's just put in some quartz that signify this would be an upper level flooring. It can't be any lower than this, really. I mean, we could do slabs again, but because of that redstone signal right there, that's as low as we can do. And I don't think I can lower that anymore without messing something up. So I have tried, like if we got rid of this block, put the redstone down, put the torch right here, it would power that guy and interfere. So I do believe that is all I can do. That didn't work. Oh, that's going to cause that to burn out too if I do that. Let's just not do what I was trying to do. Okay, so flooring. So let's just get, how about like a trim in just blocks? Something like that. Or we could even do, get some stairs out. Create some kind of trim like this. And I'm thinking we'd have a railing up here. So this would be an upper level, and I'm not sure what will end up being here. But we'll think of something. I also want the QWOP to be up somewhere. But it could end up being here, or we could end up having more storage up here as well. So we could actually build another layer of this thing up here, just back a bit, which I think we discussed previously in another episode. So yeah, that would be the floor. I'm just going to fill it in again with blank quartz, which won't be staying, but just to give us an idea. Okay, I'm going to get some torches before I forget and have mobs come and blow up everything. Alright, so that would be like that. That is a decent area that's kind of almost useless. It's not what I meant to do. So we'd have to figure out what we want to do with the space. I mean, there's not much we can do other than try to create some kind of visual thing, I guess. So we could make some kind of pattern, or try to make a pattern. Or just fill it all with chisel, because I love chisel. Chisel everywhere! But that will probably involve me just playing around off camera with various blocks. I could throw some stair patterns in there too. Don't know if we really need that stair there. That was a failed jump. And like that. And then these guys on the end are going to have a different type of storage. So these guys, the single chests, the ones that typically hold more items than just a single chest worth. So like brick and stone, we're going to figure out some kind of mass storage system with loads of chests, and we could probably have as many chests as I mean, we could have chests going all the way to the top of this if we want to make this meet up there. And then I'm not sure what to do there then. So if we go like that, we could have it go in one, maybe, and have this go up like that. And we could put some kind of lighting indication here to show how much stuff is in those chests, which we could do. If you've seen like D-Gamer's thing for his stone, could do something like that. Or I think like Tango Tech called his like the silos and stuff like that, where he had indicator lights showing how full his chests were. So we could try to come up with something like that for those two areas on either side. And that would be, of course, on every side, whichever block we choose that we're going to have a lot of, like dirt, cobblestone, regular stone, stone brick. That would be where we store the masses of it. So that's kind of the idea. And then we'd have some kind of rail up here. And I mean like a railing as in a barricade, not a mode of transportation. Is that going to make it up there? No. No, it's not. I failed. Boing, boing, boing. That's not high enough. Okay. Ah. And we could do something similar to the rail we did over there. I don't know. I do like that rail. That style. So we could do something like that. We don't have to have a lower one. We could just have a upper one. Is there a center to this? There is. So that would be like that, I guess. Whoops. Some kind of rail like that, or we might swap that around probably so it's facing the other way. That would probably look better, wouldn't it? So we do this way. And again, it's a lot of quartz at the moment. That's just kind of a placeholder. Nice thing about quartz is it breaks really quick. Although with haste 2, I guess so does stone. But anyway. And then I'd probably have another one here, I guess. And then we'd put a half slab there. So that's something. We could also have this overhang, which might be a good idea, so it's not just straight. So kind of like how that one curves out. So we could try to do something like that over here as well, so that this is actually here instead, I guess. Let's try that out. Whoa! It's okay. Actually, we don't necessarily need blocks under that. We could get rid of those. And let's put up another one, which would go where? Here? And then we'll get a few half slabs going, and then I think the episode is probably already far, far too long, and I'll have to cut it here and possibly even cut out some content for you guys. As fun as it is to listen to me blab, a lot of time I get carried away. Where's a crafting bench? Don't think I have one out anymore. Or I do, and it's staring me in the face. But let's get some half slabs going. Let's just put it back here where it's out of the way. Block of quartz. Slabs. I think I turned all my slabs into... well, that almost worked. Into chiseled. So there we could just go like that. Or like that, or both. And that would be the railing. Far too much quartz, but how does that look from below? And we could also try to make it pop out even more, I think. So maybe we'd move these guys ahead one more so it's all overhanging. And then this would be overhanging even more. And we could actually even make that kind of form up to it. So we're not dealing with straight lines, we're dealing more with curves there. So I think I would do that. That looks kind of funny at the moment, but you do get the idea. It would be more like a that guy. And I think I'm going to go harvest some wheat all by myself. Yeah, we give it some kind of pattern like that. Probably not have it go in again, but who knows? We'll see. See what I can come up with, or what you guys can come up with. Alright guys, well, that'll be it for today's episode. we've started laying out the basics of the sorting, so now I just got to do that a whole ton more times all the way around. And I think we started off with like 40 hoppers. Do I have more hoppers that I put away? Probably. I think I do. I might actually go caving. Yeah, I did put some hoppers away, but that used a decent amount of hoppers. Like, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 per line, per section. So 16 a stack, 2 stacks, 2 stacks, 4 stacks, 8 stacks plus the extra chests. I think that's about 9 or 10 stacks. I don't know. I kind of forgot my math. Oops. And then plus these guys, whichever hoppers we need there, and then even more for the pipelines. So yeah, we're gonna need a lot of stacks of hoppers. Probably guessing 15 maybe ish, plus more elsewhere in the build probably. Although we can reclaim some hoppers from down below, possibly at the witch farm. Still got to figure out where I want to put the witch farm stuff, the drops. I don't know if we'll have them in here. We might have a separate section for them because they do occupy more than one chest. So we'll probably rebuild the system we have down there somewhere else up here. But yeah, that'll be all. I might continue with this on my own, at least like the outer shell now. So now that I know how much space it takes to build this, I might go ahead and do the cosmetics so that we can go on with the cosmetics without having to worry about the redstone stuff slowing us down. And I might have to get rid of this prototype. I'm still not sure if I actually want to use this prototype. To be honest, I might just opt out for a more basic design with a bit more redstone dust, because really I don't think this is saving me much. Seriously? I had to hit the redstone. I had to. Alright guys, I'm done. Yeah, I can. Goodbye.